Oh, I should have said I don't own the rights to the videos. I mean to the music. They gonna cut me off. Hey, y'all. Damn, I was vibing. Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Womb Wellness Wednesday. How are y'all feeling when you get in here? Say hello. Tell me where you are watching from. How are you doing on this Womb Wellness Wednesday? Have you had an opportunity to connect with your womb space? How are you honoring your womb today? Hello, Allison. Hello, Goddess. Hello, hello. Let's scoot back some. All right. Let me pull up this info. Hi, Katrina. Hello, sister woman. How are you? We're gonna fly away. Pleasure go my way. I love it when we're cruising together. Music is made for love. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are taking time to honor your womb space. I am feeling amazing. Okay? So I've been doing the thing. This week consistently, and I know it's only Wednesday, but humor me, okay? I've been doing it for a week. It started on, I started on Saturday. So I've been doing it for some days. Really, there's a fly in here, y'all. And I'm trying to let it live and find its way away from me. So if you see me swatting, that's why. The thing that I have been doing, I have been really showing up. And not just for a special occasion. I always, holding space for you, my sister. Sending you so much love. And hopefully, in addition to your ocean grounding, that something that is shared today will help you. When we do our womb connection, hopefully you'll be able to feel it. But this thing that I have been doing, because hey, now didn't I say, y'all, what is the point of sharing my calendar with people if they don't look at my calendar? Oh gosh. Okay. Doing a thing. Because I have been, on and off. So, first of all, let me share. I had a client last week sometime. And something came through for me, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Sometimes when we have these different emotions, you guys know that there are primary emotions and there are secondary emotions, right? And so for a while back, I was having these feelings that felt like jealousy, but I couldn't understand where they were coming from. And it was because my soul was longing for not what that person had, but for the life that I was meant to live that I wasn't living. So whenever I saw someone else doing what I knew and my soul knew, that I just got oil on my khaki pants, that we were supposed to be doing, there was this sense of longing, oh, that should be us. Right? So to counteract that, I have been doing all the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. Part of that is showing up in all of my feminine glory, okay? In all of my goddess capabilities, all right? and really being intentional about how I look and how I present myself. Because it used to be like, y'all could always tell when I was feeling one or two things. Either it was a special occasion, or I felt like crap, and so I wanted to get cute. And so I was standing in my closet one day, and I look at all of these beautiful pieces that I own, shoes galore, y'all. Like, y'all, I should show y'all the shoes I'm wearing today, but we ain't got time for that. And I've really been intentional about, like, putting myself together, planning my outfits the night before, planning my schedule the night before, doing my planner, like, sticking to my routine. And y'all, I have been killing it. Okay. Now, Javon, what does that have to do with the Womb Wellness Chat today? Like, why are you rambling? Because part of that awareness came from understanding who I am, how I feel, and when I feel certain ways. It came from understanding my own internal cycles and flow. Okay? And that is what we're going to talk about today. So, before we get started, y'all know I always like to connect to our womb space. Let's have this collective moment of awareness, of visualization, and of grounding. So if you're not in a space where you can tap in, tune in, you can either listen or come back later. If you are catching the replay, just drop replay. Let me know where you're watching from so I can come back and say hi to you guys. All right? Cool. So let's create some healing energy. Deep breath. Exhale it out. And as you are creating this energy in the palm of your hands, I want you to visualize the energetic color that you need right now, right? I want you to imagine, visualize that you are creating healing light. If you are down in the dumps and you need a little bit of healing, a little bit of love, a little bit of calmness, send yourself some blue light, right? If you need some divinity, you know, you need to feel regal and royal and like the goddess that you are, maybe you want to send yourself some purple light, right? If you need power, if you need energy, if you need some just like badassery fire, just go ahead and send yourself some orange light, some red light, right? And if you don't know what you need, go ahead and send yourself some yellow light. Some all-encompassing, all-knowing, healing, consuming, energetic, uplifting yellow light. And when you feel that you have created enough energy within yourself, you feel the heat within yourself, I want you to take your right hand, place it over your heart, take your left hand, place it over your womb space, and I want you to just breathe. In this collective moment, you are here in virtual circle with your sisters, with other women. You are connecting with the women who are watching this live. You're connecting with the women who are watching the replay. You're connecting with every woman who has ever honored her womb space. Tap into that power, that knowing, that security, that understanding, that love. Note that women for centuries before you have sat in circle, have gathered together to help each other with their womb space, whether through childbirth, healing, during their menstrual cycles. Women have connected for years because of the power of the womb. That is the power that you have. And know that at any given moment, if you are having a day, a moment where you feel less than, where you feel unsure, uncertain, empty, know that you can tap into this power. Take a moment to send some love to your sisters that are in this moment with you. When you are ready, open your eyes and come back to us here in this moment. Hi. You guys, okay. I never get tired of having this moment with you guys. And Leah can attest to this. I have tried to adjust what this offering looks like, to do it with pre-recorded video, but it's just something about coming live in this circle. I am so connected to you women, and I just really love y'all. I really do. Yeah, I have been like, my heart chakra has been real open here lately. I'm feeling all the emotions. I just love everybody. Okay, so today we are talking about honoring the cycles, right? And so women, in all that we are, we go through so many cycles in our lifetime, so many cycles in our month, and heck, some of us go through cycles in our day, right? Like energetically, emotionally, physically, you know, we have moments where like we are like ready to go, and we have moments when we are fired up and charged, and we are knocking things off of our to-do list, and we are just kicking ass. And then there are moments when it's like, you know what, I don't feel like peopling today. There are moments when I don't feel like doing a thing. I don't want to get off the couch, and that's fine too. And so I kind of want to just briefly go over those cycles with you, you know, and just have conversation and dialogue, answer any questions, because give me the right words to say. We're living in a time when this is literally unlike anything that we've ever experienced in our lifetime, right? To my knowledge, like I've never dealt with the things that I am dealing with now. We are having to work more to keep up. It's this grind culture. It's this rat race, if you will. It's, you know, despite how you feel about it, there's still the effects of the globic, you know, that was happening. The divides, there is still like racial, like there's still so much that we're dealing with on top of what we already deal with internally, that sometimes things can be misdiagnosed. What am I saying? There are times when we put titles on things that aren't necessarily a thing. More specifically, mental health. I deal with anxiety, and it's a thing, and I'm aware. But there are some times when I put anxiety to something and it's not really anxiety. Okay? There are some times when people use depression or lack of interest when that's not really what it is. Now, those things exist, but honoring and knowing the cycles that we deal with will help us make a better assessment as to where we are, what we need, and how we need to show up. Does that make sense? Y'all following me? Y'all know I like conversation. Okay. So, what are the cycles that women go through? All right. So, first of all, let's talk about the biological cycles that we deal with. Okay? Our life biologically, and if you're on the Hidden Jewel Wellness Boutique list, you know, this may be new information for you, but for some of us, if you're on the list, you may have heard this before, but for some of us, this is new. So let's all be on the same page. In our biological cycle, we have infancy, we have puberty, we have the reproductive age, or sexual maturation, depending on how you want to pronounce it. We have the climacteric period and the post-climactic period. Okay, now what is that? So the infancy, that's when you're first born, right? We know. And that typically is like from birth to age 2 is what they consider infancy, right? And then, of course, you have like, you know, toddler phase and early childhood, and we have all that. We know that. Your infancy stage is when you are, you know, just becoming aware, right? You depend on a lot from other people. Almost everything that you need is provided from an outside source, right? But what I found in my research is that even at the infancy stage, that humans are already born with some of the natural or majority of the natural reflexes that they will need in life. So that's why, like, you see where if you put an infant in water, they automatically, like, it's easier to teach an infant how to swim than like an adult, because infants already know innately how to do what they need to do to protect themselves or to survive in certain situations. Like, they already have their natural reflexes. That's important to note. Okay? So then your next stage is your puberty. And y'all know how this is. Like, that's that weird time when, like, you start feeling things that are a little bit differently. Your body is going through all of these different changes with hormones, you know. And for women, like, you know, that's when we get our, you know, first menstrual cycle. That's when, like, we're not really fully formed and developed yet, but, like, our body is forming and developing. So the body and the mind aren't really one. And it's just this weird time. And if you have a teenage daughter, or for my friends who have teenage daughters and I get to live through them, it's really, like, challenging. I love you, sister. Because, you know, you're not really sure where you fit in, but you know where you fit in. It's a weird time. Sending love to all of the mothers of teenage daughters. Hey, Lori. Hey, sister woman. All right. The next phase is when you are going through your menopause, right? It's a time when, like, your ovarian cycle starts to decline. You're no longer having, like, menstrual cycles. And if you are, it's kind of like weaning off. Physically speaking, there are a lot of emotions that happen because, you know, there are a lot of life things that go on during that time. So maybe, like, if you've had children, then your thank you. If you have children, you know, your children are getting older. That's around the time when, like, you become an empty nester. And so it's its own set of challenges that you deal with. And here's the thing to take away from it. Each cycle that we go through, from the most grounded, most aware among us to those of us who just don't really know what the we're doing, no matter where you are in life, no matter what phase you're dealing with, it comes with its own set of challenges, of opportunities for growth, of what the is happening here. And so understanding and doing as much research about your specific cycle so that you can prepare is really going to be helpful. Like, y'all, when I tell you you need to pay attention to your body so much, pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to how much you're sweating, pay attention to your cravings, pay attention to like what's going on physically within your body. Because just because, you know, science says that you're supposed to start puberty at like 12, I know 10-year-olds who are getting their menstrual cycle. Okay? I know women in their 30s who are going through menopause and their hair is turning gray and all of that. Like, be so aware and in tune with your body. No one else should be able to come in and tell you what's going on with your body more or better than you can. Lori said lots of what the fuck is going on here. Yeah, that's for the collection. I should say the collective. I always get people, my clients, right? If you've ever been to the Hidden Jewel Wellness Boutique, we have an intake form. And on the intake form, I asked them a question about their menstrual cycle. I asked them, is their menstrual cycle 28 days or longer? Or is it 27 days or less? And I do that twice on the intake form. And I word it differently twice. Not because I'm trying to trick you, but because I really want you to pay attention and be aware. And because it shows me how much you're tracking what's happening with your body. And when I tell you, like, overall, women don't pay attention to what's going on with us. I don't, really, always. Because in addition to the hats that we wear, you know, being mom, being wife, being daughter, being co-worker, being employee, being boss, then you've got like what's going on outside of us that was outside of our control. And then you've got what's going on internally. And I'm sure every woman on this call can attest that on the hierarchy of what comes first, we're always at the bottom. So, like, we don't know when our cycle's about to come on. We barely know what we've eaten today. We darn tootin' don't know, like, where we're flowing in life in terms of, like, our emotions and our hormones. And if you ask me what's going on with the menstrual cycle, not your menstrual period where you're actually bleeding, but the menstrual cycle that you go through in a month, mind blown. Ryan, that makes me so happy. Okay? She said, my daughter just started her period. We're tracking her cycle, emotions, physical, all the things. Yes, deep teaching of her, for her, of how to know what's going on in her body. Oh my goodness. You are reclaiming what it means to have PMS. And if you watched a live that we had a couple of months ago when I talked about shifting what PMS stands for, and instead of, you know, I'm on my period, it's the pampering my sacral. I love that. This new generation makes me happy, because you women, you mothers of daughters, like, I love it. I love it. I am connected to some women because I don't have any girls. Y'all know this, okay? So I have to live through my friends. And I love watching how you all are raising your daughters. Like, I'm not going to start naming you, but just know if you're connected to me and you have a daughter, I'm talking about you. Okay? Because I just love it. I just love it. I just love it. Yes. Teach them at a young age. There's this post going around, and don't worry, there's information coming on it, but y'all are going to get it first because y'all my people. But there's this Twitter thread where like the guy says, you know, having your period is no excuse to be bitchy or something like that. And so then the lady comes and she lists all of the reasons why we should be bitchy during our period. And it's like, you know, vaginal cramps and like, you know, the bleeding and the this and the this and the this and the that. And I know I do. Like I have lots of bonus daughters. Like I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And all of the things that were on that list that were, you know, symptoms of PMS, but they were all things that could be regulated and addressed with water and herbs and yoni steaming and tracking and breathing and yoga and mindful, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, who told us, and I'm totally getting off subject, but whatever. Who told us that just because you're having something that is actually very beautiful, something that's very magical, something that like, where's my book? Who told us that we have to be bitchy and that it has to be miserable and that like your world has to stop? Like, I don't even like calling it a period anymore. Like it, like, because who says like everything has to stop? You got to stop being nice. You got to stop being a normal human being. You got to stop doing the things that you want to do other than sex. But if that's what you like, then hey, more power to you, sister woman. But like, who says that that's what it has to look like? I used to definitely be one of those people with like the terrible cramps and, you know, the painful cycles and the emotions all over the place. But it was because, hold on, I'm trying to find this book, you guys. And I've probably shown you all this book before. Now, if you have daughters, if you are a woman with the womb space, okay, get this book, Wild Power. Discover the magic of your menstrual cycle and awaken the feminine path to power. Y'all, this book is life. It makes you appreciate what happens in your body so much. Okay. I'm listening. I am aware that there are women who have different relationships with their womb space, with their menstrual cycle. I'm aware and mindful of the emotions that come up when we have these conversations. What I would love for you to consider and what I would love to offer as a way to support you is that there is nothing that goes on within your body that you do not have the power to address. Earlier, I made a statement that no one should be able to tell you more about your body than you can. And doctors are wonderful. Doctors are necessary. Okay? We appreciate them and we honor them for what they do. But as I tell my clients, I am the resident healer of the Hidden Jewel Wellness Boutique because this is my domain, right? And I have been given authority, if you will, to set the atmosphere here. And so when you come into my space, you benefit from me being the resident healer here. Okay? However, even with that, You are your own personal healer. So I can never do more for my clients than what they're willing to do for themselves. We can steam. I can give them all the herbs. We can have sound healing sessions, kumbaya moments. I could give them the blueprint, okay, on how to have the most wonderful relationship with their womb space. But if they have not set the intention within themselves, if they do not believe what is available for them, if they do not do the work, everything that I do is in vain. So why am I saying this? There are a lot of tools and resources available to assist you in with whatever's going on in your body. But the number one thing that will benefit you is you tapping into yourself. It's interesting because sometimes, like, I plan stuff for these womb chats, right? And I have themes for the Hidden Jewel Wellness Boutique and for my clients and all this stuff. But we always seem to revert back to the basics. And like Javon gets frustrated because it's like, there's so much more that I want to share. There's so much more that I want to say. But then what I'm hearing, even right now as I say this, is like elementary, my dear Watson. For so long, women, and we're talking about women because we are amongst, ourselves. And this is what I do. For so long, women have had their power stripped away. Earlier today, and I hope y'all are following me, but we've been rocking long enough, so y'all know how I flow. Earlier today, I was in here preparing for my client, and I started singing Little Mermaid. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing. And I'm just like singing. And then I say to my assistant, like, I don't know why that song is in my head, but like, I mean, y'all, when I say I was singing, okay, singing hard. And so she says, well, think about what today is. And I'm like, it's Wednesday. And she's like, you have to go live today. You have to do the womb wellness talk today. And I'm like, okay. What does that have to do with Little Mermaid? And so when she broke it down, like, listen to the words that you're singing and how it's empowering and how, like, there was the one part, and now it doesn't come to me, but the part when she says something about the father's not saying no, or something about women being told what they can and cannot do. And it hit me. Like, how old is the Little Mermaid, you guys? Like, it's been known and documented for years that women have been, like, stripped of their power. We've been in a box. We've been sheltered. And so while some of us are, like, breaking free and shifting the paradigm and having new conversations and creating new legacies and all of this stuff and doing, like, real, like, life-altering work, for some of us, it's still elementary, my dear Watson. For some of us, we don't even know the power that we have. And so I will continue to share the basics as long as we need to. Girl, you're so random, and I love it. What I want to encourage everyone to do, whether you have flowing menses or not, whether you are in your menopausal stage, your childbearing years, whether you are having a cycle or not, I want you to begin tracking yourself. Tracking your internal cycles. I want you to pay attention to your emotions. I want you to pay attention to your drive, your ability to focus. I want you to pay attention to your faith levels. How are you in your spiritual journey? I noticed that around the new moon, it's weird for me. Like, the full moon gives me more energy and I'm more like, let's kick ass. The new moon is more like, I'm more of the homemaker. Like, I just want to cocoon, be with the people I love, take care of the people that I love. The God and light is MIA for the masses, right? Whereas the full moon, like, I'm just like, let's go. Like, downloads. I'm helping everybody. As my baby says, I'm saving the world one coochie at a time. So pay attention to your cycles. I keep wanting to go back to my notes, you guys, because, like, I made notes. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have anything they would like to share? Understanding and honoring your cycle also are your cycles, right? Because we're not just talking about the menstrual cycle. We're talking about your emotional cycles. We're talking about your biological cycles. We're even talking about the archetypes, right? The maiden, the mother, the wild woman, and the wise woman. Honoring your cycles and understanding your cycles includes introspection. I was about to say introspective guidance because that's what we always say here. But that includes introspection. When was the last time you had a moment of reflection? When was the last time you, like, sat still, went within, and really, like, paid attention to how you flow? Is that even something that you incorporate as part of your routine? It's easy to plan ahead, right? Welcome, Octavia. Welcome, sister. Wait a second. Look what I put on my desk today. Synchronicities are all around. I think about people and they just show up in my awareness. Okay. It's easy to plan ahead. We always, like, we do vision boards and we got planners and journals and to-do lists and all of that. But, like, does anyone keep a diary anymore? Do we have moments where we, like, really, like, go back and read? Like, yo, I still have journals, notebooks, and diaries from, like, elementary. I use them to write my books. They come in handy with, you know, the work that I'm doing now. Because I remember how I was in that moment. I read my thoughts. The woman that I was then. What did I need to hear? And then I speak to her. I really want us to get in the habit of taking time to slow down, to reflect, and to track ourselves. It is not selfish to think about you. It is not selfish to take a moment to pause. It is not selfish to put the goals on hold for a brief moment of reflection. Because that's how you're better to serve yourself and other people. That's what womb wellness is all about, y'all. It's about knowing yourself, going within, tapping into your power so that you can heal everybody else. That's all it is. It's understanding who you are. Why do you do the things that you do? What cycles are you continuing that no longer serve you, that no longer serve your family, that no longer serve this society? How do we know what to cut off if we're not paying attention to what we're doing? How do we know what works and what doesn't work if we're not tracking anything? My clients come to me and they're like, oh, I'm having horrible, cycles. My cycles are irregular. But then you ask them, well, when was the last time you had a cycle? Oh, I don't know. I get yeast infections all the time, is what I hear. Okay, well, when do you notice that you get the infections? Is it around your cycle? Is it when you eat a certain thing? Is it after you have sex? Is it, oh, I don't know. So what do you want me to do? I hold a selenite wand, not a magic wand. And I'm just going to say this because it just came into my awareness. Also, tracking ourselves physically is going to help us when it comes to not being heard and not being taken seriously when it comes to our medical needs. Women are experiencing traumatic births, traumatic doctor's visits. Women are experiencing not being believed when they're telling their doctor that, hey, something is wrong. Whereas if you have proof and documentation, I'm having this pain, I'm experiencing this, it's this frequent, then you're able to better fight and articulate what it is that you need. You go into the hospital and you're like, something's wrong. They're going to run their tests and they're going to tell you, well, I don't see anything. Then they're going to send you home, but you're going to say, but something's still wrong. It is time for us women to, this fly, y'all. It is time for us to take back control over ourselves, over our lives, over our health, over our finances. Javon, how does tracking myself help with my finances? Well, I'll tell you, okay, from experience as an entrepreneur. If you know that physically speaking, around the 15th of every month, you have low energy levels, you are unable to focus, blah, 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 you might not want to stack all of your work around the 15th of the month. Okay? If I know that, I'm more clear towards the end of the month, I'm more focused on the end of the month. Y'all ever notice? Maybe not. But my larger parties seem to happen towards the end of the month. Baby, is it emergency? I'm on a live. Let's see here. The message for the day: know yourself, track your cycles, honor your cycles. I got this tattoo. Can y'all see? Every time I try to show it, it's retarded. I got this tattoo to remind myself to honor the cycles that I face. Because I used to beat myself up whenever I didn't feel like the guiding light all the time. Once I started really paying attention and journaling and like being mindful of when and where and how it matches with the moon, with my menstrual, with what's happening, I'm Gucci now. My relationship has improved because, you know, I know when to communicate what I need and when to be like, boop, boop, boop. You're in a mood. That's not going to come out right. You about to start your cycle. You want to be real clingy. I'm so glad that this is helpful and that it is resonating. So you guys, I need your help, right? Because y'all my people. Okay? I have been working on this book. It was going to be an ebook, but now it's going to be a book. I've been working on this like planner to help women do all these things that I'm saying. Okay? And the reason why it's taken so long is because I keep thinking of more stuff that you guys need. So, I'm going to tell you what's in it. And then I want you to tell me if you need something more, what would be useful to you, what would help you track yourself, okay, and be consistent. And then if you would like to be a part of my beta testing group, please drop it in the comments. Leah, I hope this is okay because I did not ask. I'm so sorry. I hope I'm not overstepping. Let's see. Cassie said, I was just saying to myself today, I need to focus my most work during the most productive part of my cycle so I don't self-abuse with guilt. Yes. 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 I've been there. I have been there. And then because we are our worst, critics, it's hard. So then you feel guilty and then you're beating yourself up. I even had to schedule like resting times because I would feel guilty for needing to go to sleep or for needing to take a day off or for needing to rest. So when you know when you're most productive, when you know when your physical levels are at, its peak, you can adjust. And I really wish that like society would understand that so that it would be easier to function in the real world. But hey, there are a lot of badass business owners in this group and we can create something new. If you are a boss, if you are a CEO, if you are a manager at your job, understanding this with women, we can shift, you guys. Yes. Yes, Ryan. Yes. I'm here for all of that. You guys, like, I was sharing with someone sometime last week, because we are the nurturers and the creators and the ones to give life, we are very important to our families, to this society, right? That's just the way it is. Like, okay? So with that being said, knowing who we are and what we need and being able to communicate that is so important. It's so important. And again, I'm not the expert, you guys. I'm not the expert. I just started really tracking it in real life within the last couple of months because I got tired, especially as an entrepreneur, a full-time entrepreneur, and, with the life that I have at home with a partner who's on the road, children who are away. I got tired of feeling like I was just... So tracking, journaling, reflecting, and honoring my cycles and my phases, and setting up those boundaries and making sure that those around me honor my cycles and my phases have been life-saving to my family, to this business, to me. So, all right. Octavia says she'd like to participate. So this is what's going to be in the planner. An actual monthly cycle, right? that talks about the different phases that we go through in a month, emotionally, physically. It's going to talk about the moon, because as you know, the moon does impact us in our body. Okay? It's also going to talk about the archetypes, because people often think that, oh, I forgot I turned the heat on, y'all. My God. Bear with me. People often think that when we talk about the archetypes, it is just like how, you know, your biological life, you go through the stages like this. People feel that it's the same with the female archetypes, and it's not. You go through those changes in a month. You can go through those changes in a day. Okay? There's going to be a section for you to track what you eat. There's going to have information about what is good for your womb, of course. Foods, herbs is good for your womb. There's going to be a place for you to reflect and journal. And because I'm me, it's going to have stickers to go with it. Am I missing anything? Is that too much? Yeah, no, maybe so. I don't know. Let me know. Oh, Octavia, I am so glad that it resonated with you. For you ladies who said you would want to participate, I am going to include you, or I'm going to send you a Facebook message so that I can get your, or you can send me a Facebook message so that I can have your email addresses so that I can get this information over to you. This is going to be interactive. I want you guys to give me your feedback, because I really want to make sure that the information that I'm presenting is what you all need, right? And like someone just said, you don't know what you need until you know what you need. So, I love y'all. We've been on here for almost an hour. I appreciate y'all right back. You guys know that this collective has a special place in my heart. If you would like more one-on-one guidance, support, all right? The Hidden Jewel Wellness Boutique does not just offer yoni steaming. We also do what is called womb wellness sessions. So it's this on a more personal one-on-one basis. What does that look like? Well, because every woman is different, the work that we do together is different, but the plan is the same. We get together, you unpack, you pour, you share, I hold space, I help you look through what we have, we put it in categories, we work on a plan of what we need to do first, and then, you know, what the journey is going to look like. Okay? We have 1 session, 3 sessions, 6 sessions. At your own pace. It's completely up to you. We can start with 1, figure out where to go from there. All right? If you know somebody who needs this information, share it. Well, you can't share this particular video because it's in this group, but add them to the group and tag them in it. There's a whole section that Leah has created, a guide specifically for womb wellness care. Go check those videos out. Some of it you'll see is very repetitive because elementary, my dear Watson. Some of it is new information. All of it is very useful. All right. If you're looking for me, I am Javon A. Frazier, your guiding light. You can find me in my world at the Hidden Jewel Wellness Boutique, www.hiddenjewelboutique.com. And I love y'all so much. And y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Be gentle with yourselves. Do something to honor your womb space. All right. Drink lots of water. And as you're drinking your water, speak life into your water. When you consume it, it will become part of you. Okay? Y'all have a good one. Bye. Octavia, send me a message. Bye.
Thanks for watching. For more information on the Hidden Jewel Wellness Boutique, yoni steaming, womb wellness, or how to connect with your womb space, visit www.hiddenjewelboutique.com. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you'll never miss another video.